our jobs today is to get these lavender cuttings out into the garden. It's been a long time. Sometimes things tend to languish here on the bench for a while. These are obviously really well rooted and they're actually already flowering, so these are probably better than cuttings you'd find at your local garden store. Got a couple places for these to go in the front garden, so we'll work to get those in the ground today along with several other tasks. We didn't get a lot of heavy frost, but it was enough to take those plants out that were slightly tender in a more exposed area. That said, we have another basil plant from the bench, and I'm actually going to be potting up some more as well, and so we'll just put him right back where these were and get them going again in the same area. Now in this area here in the front garden, we're going to put our lavender in. This was where there was a couple of purple antennas, and actually I'll show you a picture of that in just a second. They got a little bit frostbit too, but they look like they've survived. So this will just be filling in this area, and then the lantana will continue to grow up around them. And the purple, one of my favorite colors, so the purple will be nice to add into this front bed here as well. Now you can see right here, the lantana was nipped back quite hard by the frost, but there's actually some new growth right there in the center of your screen showing that this plant is still alive. It will come back. They're pretty hardy, and as long as you're seeing some green leaves like this, or even if you scratch the lower stems and if they're still green, things should come back on their own. Well, as you can see here, the frost did nip the sweet potatoes back, as I discussed in an earlier video, and so we're just going to gather up all the vines here. I actually have some seedlings on the bench, or some cuttings on the bench I should say, and we're going to start putting those back in as we harvest what's left of the sweet potatoes here. You can see how vigorous these puppies are. Oh, I even ripped up a potato right there, so I guess we'll start our harvest right now. I don't know if you can even see it right here at the end of my rake. You'll see there's a big old potato right there. We've actually used up most of the potatoes from the first batch, so it is time to reharvest anyway. So I think we might have the winner for the biggest sweet potato we've gotten on this batch yet, which might be this one here. Although I'm looking right below it, and I see there's actually a couple or more big ones here. So I pulled the vines back, and some of the potatoes, there's another one that's almost rivaling that bigger one. So I pulled some of the vines up, and they just brought potatoes with them, but now we're going through and methodically digging the rest of the bed out and making sure we get everything out of here. I really didn't think it possible, but our second harvest of sweet potatoes was even bigger than our first, and it included some potatoes which were significantly larger than the first batch. So that's it for today's episode of In the Garden from A Gardener's Notebook. After all that harvesting and cleanup and planting, I think it's time to sit back, enjoy the azaleas that are blooming today in the garden, and have a nice cool beverage. For more information on A Gardener's Notebook, you can always visit the website douglasewelch.com. There you'll find links to A Gardener's Notebook, as well as everything else that I do. Until next time, keep on harvesting, keep on planting, and keep digging.